Right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is recording all right. Jake, we're sitting in the shade because it's a really hot day. As I walked past, you were engaged in reading a paper of some description. What was going through your mind? What have you been mulling over today and thinking about?
Well, I guess I'm trying to, like you said before, escape the heat. It's quite a warm day. I've just arrived back in London. I used to live here for a few years, and I'm travelling through the UK and Europe. So I've been just thinking about my next few weeks and how that's going to look.
What a nice position to be in, on the move. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, I moved back at the start of last year, a little bit reluctantly. I would have probably preferred to stay here a little longer, but my partner wanted to go home, so I've been looking forward to getting back overseas and doing some travel for, well, pretty much since the day we moved back to Australia.
That's quite do you know what? That's a commitment, and that is it's not the easy decision, but going against something you want to do for your partner. You know, we've all been in that situation where you're like, okay, I'm going to go with what you want, and we're just going to make it work. Did you know that was always going to be what you'd have to do, or was it kind of like, I could try and fashion a different kind of thing?
We sort of had planned to be here for that period of time, and my partner was, I guess, considered in a low income job. She was working a lot of hours, so I think the toll it took on her well-being, she just had enough.
Yeah. So her happiness was kind of like,
yeah,
we need to move for my happiness.
Yeah. So she just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And she'd been wanting to go home for a while. So we sort of extended the trip, or the stay, a little longer in the first place. And then, we have a good life. We had a good life here, but we also have a good life in Australia.
But that's good. It's nice to be in a position
Yes.
where you can actually look around and reflect and go, do you know what? This ain't bad.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very grateful for what I've had here, and what I've got back in Australia as well. I know there's a lot of people who aren't in a privileged position where they can have, that opportunity to go and spend time in another country, travel, and then still return to a job, return to a lifestyle of, well, I mean, Australia's probably got the best living environment and conditions in the world, so yeah, we're very lucky.
There's pride there. There's pride.
But there is a small amount of pride in that, yes.
What is it that gives, just in terms of like having lived in other countries, going back home again, it gives you a different perspective because you've got stuff to compare it to, since before, until you leave you don't know what you got. What is it that you really like about Australia, having left and come back?
I think the thing you miss most about, I'm from the Gold Coast.
Right, what does that mean?
The Gold Coast is a coastal city, town.
Right.
So that's probably one thing that, being in the UK, you do miss the sandy beaches, the water, a lot of outdoor activities, the weather. I play golf, so the ability to drive 10-15 minutes to a golf course in nice weather and play all year round.
It's on the doorstep every day.
Exactly. And when we went back, we lived along the creek, so we go for a walk on the boardwalk most mornings down to the beach. So those are the things you do miss when you're in the UK. It's a very different lifestyle.
It's the way you describe it, I don't know why, but immediately the thought that comes to mind is like every day could be a Sunday there.
Yeah, that's probably about right. It's very. The Gold Coast that I grew up on is a lot different to what it is now. It's much busier, much more chaotic than it once was, but it's still, it's still, in comparison to a place like London, much more laid back and much more casual. Like, you go to the shops barefoot. Go for a
wow,
stroll
that is
in the
casual.
morning, yeah. Singlets, t-shirts to everywhere, shorts. Yeah.
No dress code.
Very limited dress code.
Everyone just wears what they want,
Yeah, very relaxed.
and nobody's judging you.
No, relaxed atmosphere.
It's also interesting that you say you've lived long enough to have that viewpoint of it's changed, and I've known a different phase of where it was, this place that I know, and now I've seen some differences, and that's a kind of sign of growing old. That's a sign of having a bit more experience in life. Are you enjoying getting older?
Not really.
That's straight. That's a straight
I've
answer.
probably got a subconscious fear of growing old.
That's interesting.
I've always been in my life a stage or two behind in, I guess, societal development than my friends and my peers.
Is that you putting that pressure on you, or is that them going?
Well,
You're still behind us. In
I
how you
guess
think.
just when I compare myself, with some of my friends in terms of, like, I didn't have a partner till I'd never had a partner at all until I was 27, 26. And some of my mates were already married by then. A lot of my mates and friends bought houses in their mid-20s. I bought a property, or was fortunate enough to buy a property last year. Most of my friends now are having children. That's not something that I see for myself for at least 2 or 3 years. A lot of them are already married. I'm not engaged or anything like that. So
It's interesting that, are you talking about, are you in a kind of late 20s, early 30s kind of?
yeah,
That's where you're at. And thinking back to when I was at that stage, I remember those pressures. I remember those feelings, seeing other people's lives. And it's kind of a more complex version of when you're a kid and you're thinking, are they normal or are we normal?
Yeah.
Because you can't help but know yourself through other people.
Yeah. It's probably not, in my eyes, it's probably not like I feel like I've got pressure, or I feel like I'm behind. I've just always sort of been late to the party, so to speak. Like, I still want to travel. I still want to. I love going to sporting events, global sporting events. So I like to spend a lot of time doing those things, traveling around. I still like to have a good time, go to the pub with my mates, those sorts of things. Whereas a lot of my mates, particularly on the Gold Coast back home, have sort of moved past that stage.
Right, they've transitioned into the next phase of life, which is a bit more, in quotation marks, grown up, a bit more we're settled. Could there be the flip side, that they actually look at you and think, Jake's still got it going on, and I wish I was actually there?
No doubt. I went to the World Cup, the first couple of weeks of the World Cup in America and Mexico. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I just got back here.
Oh my
from there.
goodness.
And I had.
Oh my goodness.
I had a lot of messages and phone calls and of very envious friends and family.
Did you make sure that everyone saw the photos of the selfies?
Yeah,
You're just like,
100%.
just so you know, this is where I'm at.
There was a lot of sharing of pictures and videos, especially after Australia won. So.
Oh my goodness.
It's very good.
Oh my goodness, what a thrill.
Yeah.
So you've just been in America.
Yes.
How does that feel? So since we talked about the comparison between here and Australia, how does it feel to dip into America, albeit in a kind of crazy sporting environment, and then dip out again?
I just find America, particularly, it's just a weird place.
Does it make sense, or is it just so beyond your normality that you're just like, I'll just take this as it is, but it's just, I'm never going to try and work it out?
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. Sort of what I have always had predetermined ideas of what America would be like. It's almost exactly like that. Sort of what you see on social media and on the television. Like, we went to Dallas and Fort Worth, and there's people riding around on horses in cowboy boots and cowboy hats. And
No
it's
way.
just, yeah,
No,
like,
oh my
it's just
goodness.
sort of exactly, it's stereotypical, and it's unique, but yeah, it's sort of exactly what it's drawn up on.
What was the kind of, did you get some good interactions with Americans where you really connected and had some good chats, and were they interested in you and where you came from, that kind of thing? Was there curiosity of like, oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone was very friendly. We went to a Japan-Netherlands game in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Japanese supporters were there. They were, I don't know, they were very interested in us, I guess, because we had Japanese jerseys on and cowboy hats. So they
Mixing it up.
took a particular interest in us. So we took a lot of photos with a lot of supporters. But yeah, everyone was very friendly. It's just you do realise that Americans, well, this is just speaking from my own experiences, really don't see or understand the world as a global concept. It's just they don't know where Australia is. They don't know anything about Australia. They're
Interesting.
just so America central in their own thoughts and perceptions that they
So
really have very little idea about anything else.
That's interesting. So they kind of have a polite interest,
Yeah,
but it's kind of like, oh, okay.
yeah.
But they're not gonna Google it on their phone.
No, they really
Because they've got
are.
enough in their own country.
Yeah.
They've got a whole continent in a country.
Yeah, they're very almost self-absorbed. It's just it's hard for them to comprehend that there are actually other countries and there are actually other cultures in the world that exist.
When you first came here, or on the cultural thing, when you first came to London, what made you pick this place as your destination? You could have picked anywhere in the world, let's say.
Yeah.
But you picked this place. Was there a rationale behind it?
Well,
was it throwing darts at a dartboard?
I actually came here a long time ago and I spent a year here in 2019.
Yep.
The reason why
I love the fact that for you, 2019 is a long time ago. For me, that's quite a short time ago because I'm much older.
I moved here because I wanted to come and watch the cricket. I love the cricket,
Right.
Ashes.
There's a real sporting theme. You really
yeah,
are a
I
sports
am,
man.
yes.
Yeah.
So I was planning on doing a 3-month trip, so to speak. I had a friend who was living here, and he said, "Why don't you move over and just spend, a year or 6 months?" So I asked another one of my mates if he was interested in moving over, and yeah, that's how it started. And then I went home during COVID, and then eventually moved back.
And when you went home with COVID, you sort of got locked home because you couldn't leave in Australia, isn't that right?
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's nice to be that age and stage where you can kind of make a decision like that and just see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not kind of like, I'm going to move for economic migration reasons because I need to reach these things in my
Yeah.
career, etc. It's just like, let's see what's out there.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you're going to keep that kind of openness to let's see what happens next? Is that part of your character?
I do. I am a person who does like to have a plan B. That's something that I've always sort of
Okay.
thought just in my processing. I'm currently in a bit of a transition period in my career. So I'm looking to move into a new career or new industry.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's been something that I've thought about for quite a long time, and now it's sort of coming to fruition.
Are you making it happen? Are you
Well-
are you being quite sort of process driven and like putting the pieces in place like a chess game?
As of right now, no. I'm sort of in a bit of a holding pattern.
Yep.
I'm currently on leave from my job back home, so I do intend to return to that position for a short period when we get back, because we want to buy an investment property. So in order to do that,
As in buy a place to rent out so you then get an income from it?
yes, sort of. We won't be getting an income from it. The rent will just cover our.
But it's your nest egg.
Yeah. It's a long-term investment that
Got you.
we're planning on doing, and in order to get an investment property, I need to have a job to get the loan.
Yeah.
So I will most likely go back to my position in the short term.
But this move that you're talking about and the transition that is gonna happen, you're actually moving to a completely different thing. Is that what you're thinking?
Well, it's a little complex because I have recently finished a master's degree within my sector.
Gotcha. So you skilled up in it.
Yes, however, I'm planning on spending next year trying things with outside of my industry.
Yeah.
Because ideally I would like to move out. I'm a school teacher.
Okay.
So in Australia we have a master's in education which gives you the ability to be a guidance officer.
Yep.
So I'm going to try a different industry next year. If that works, great. If it doesn't, then I've always got the...
You've always got the teaching to go back to.
Yeah, or potentially the guidance officer role within education, yeah.
Is the guidance officer, is that like a more pastoral thing? Or, what is that thing?
I sort of explain it as like an unqualified psychologist within a school environment.
Got you.
So it's like
Right.
counselling,
Yeah.
careers advisory,
Yeah.
and assessment and testing of students for funding for disabilities and things like that.
Got you. Teaching is a really interesting thing to do. I've done some teaching in the past. I've been a teacher. I felt it was kind of the most challenging thing I ever did in terms of the daily, what you do. It really skills you up. What is it that's making you think, I don't want to actually be a teacher when I'm 60?
It's probably never something that I thought I would do in the long term. I sort of fell into the role. I went to uni for quite a long time, did a couple of degrees, finished one, started another one, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
At the time, to be a teacher, they had a 1-year graduate diploma that I could complete within 12 months and have that qualification.
Yep.
And like I said, I like to have a plan B, so I thought that's a good opportunity. I'll always have in Australia, quite a well-paying job. It has,
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Well, not well-paying. It's above the median income.
Right. So it's solid.
Solid, great holidays, good working conditions. So I did that, got offered a job, and then I've been doing it ever since. But it's not...
It kind of happened.
It happened. It's not a passion of mine. It's not something that I really enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I just do it. I don't hate it,
Yeah.
but it's not something that I'm not thriving in a role. I'm not ambitious
Yeah.
in that role.
Yeah.
Um,
How do you and your partner, you know how your partner talked about, getting to the point of not burnout, but getting to the point of like, I need to change things because this is not doing me any favours.
Yep.
How do you and your partner kind of talk about what makes you content, what makes you happy, how you kind of work out that balance? It kind of changes as you go through life. There's no simple answers, but do you you talked about having a plan B. Have you got to the age and stage where you're like, I think I know things that make me happy and I think I know things that don't, and I can try and work it?
Yes, to a point. I'm aware of the things that make me happy. However, I'm still the decision, I guess, of where I go within my career is something that I've been toying with for quite a long time. So my hobbies or my things that make me happy, I can't see a way in order to monetize them.
Got ya.
So that's where I've really been contemplating, what my next move is going to be for quite some time.
It's an interesting one that we'd all love to get paid for the things we love to do. I'm not sure whether many people achieve that. I'm not sure.
That's correct. So I guess the next thing that I've been toying with for quite a long time is like whether I go back and get a qualification to go in a different industry.
Yeah.
But that's then another significant period of time
when you're not earning.
When I'm not earning,
Yeah.
decent money.
Yeah.
As I get to an age where, you look to start to get married, to have a family, to invest, to spend money in grown-up ways, so to speak.
It's interesting how this framework of life is always there, isn't it? We know what the framework is
Yeah.
because everyone accepts it, and everyone's like, this is generally what happens in life, and you're going to go through that same framework that everyone else is.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether it's comforting to have that, or sometimes whether it's a bit constricting.
It's probably it's
like,
a combination of the two.
Because you seem to be, from what you've said so far, you seem to be someone who's kept doors open, who's kept a mobility in your life, who has not felt tied down, really.
Yeah, to a point. I think it's like you said, like there's a framework that sits in the back of your mind of perhaps milestones and where you want to go, but I do see a future for myself where I see a future that has many different pathways.
Yeah.
I don't see, and I guess that's I mean, talking about positive or negative, it's a good thing, and it's an exciting thing where I could see myself doing a variety of different things within my career, living in different places.
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point, to be able to do one pathway, you need to narrow them down to be confident enough to be able to say, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to do it, and that's how I'm going to get there.
Yeah. It's the choice is a luxury. Lots of people don't have choice within their lives, but choice is also difficult.
That's correct.
It's not. It just because you've got choice doesn't make your life easier. And I'm probably in your life there'll be a fair amount of luck and circumstance as to what of these various options do happen or not.
Yeah.
Unless you're very good at positioning yourself.
Yeah.
Does it weigh on your mind? This kind of like the choice thing?
Yeah, it does. Particularly when I'm back in Australia, I think it's more poignant when I was here.
Yeah.
I think there's a greater sense of freedom when I'm living in the UK, and I think that has a lot to do with a lot of my friendship group in the UK are expat Aussies who are probably in a similar position.
Yeah.
Who are living in here. Like, no one living here is looking at making serious financial decisions.
Yeah.
Serious. It's a lot more.
They're keeping it present.
Yeah, and that's a lot to do with the cost of living as well. Like, it's not, moving to London is not a financial decision. Like, I'm not here to make money.
So you're not going to go back with savings if you live in London
No.
as an expat Aussie in your 20s.
No, so
You're
you may
basically
as
just going to
well-
live here.
You may as well have some fun,
Yep.
go travelling,
Yep.
and do some, and then worry about those more serious decision-making concepts when you return. If I mean, some people don't return.
Yeah.
One of my best mates, who I'm staying with now, he's going to be here for the long haul. But I'd always planned, no matter how long we stayed here for, we would always eventually move back to Australia. There was never an intention to live here permanently.
Yeah, but at the same time, the way you describe it, here there's no judgment on you, there's no expectation on you. At home, there's an expectation that you almost put on yourself because of your peer group
Yeah.
and what goes on there. You can kind of flip between the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I think though, like that. I mean, there's more to it than. There's an attraction to home that's, I guess that most people have as well. Like you're a long way away from family and friends, and then although the lifestyle here may be better, like I said before, like my life back home is still great, and I'm very grateful to have, and very fortunate to have, I guess two almost separate lives that are both bring joy and happiness to my life and my partner's life and my family and friends. Yeah.
So you're on the park bench, you're having a bit of you time. Have you turned to the back pages or the front page of this paper?
I did the sport first.
Ah,
and now I'm,
like so many people, straight to the back
straight
pages.
to the back page, yes.
And you've got this travel ahead of you, so you're on a trip now.
Yes, correct.
But you're touching base with some people as you go.
Yeah.
Have you locked it down? Are you the kind of person who knows where they're going to be on a certain day and where you're going to eat, or you're just like, this week I'm going to be roughly here?
Probably not sort of in between those two on that paradigm, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I think I like to have a plan. I like to have a plan, have a bit of a rough idea. So when we go to, for example, we're going to the Dolomites and Lake Como.
Right, in Italy.
Yes,
Right, yeah.
I'd like to know what hikes we're going to do and
Yeah.
sort of a bit of a rough idea of places we might want to go when we're in Lake Como.
Mm-hmm.
But in saying that, I'm also very open to getting suggestions off locals
Yeah.
and things to do while we're there.
Changing your mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
let's do this instead.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like to have a bit of a rough idea, but I guess I'm flexible in terms. I don't have like a itinerary of day by day or hour by hour of what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I think in an ideal world, I'd like to travel with no plans, as in no flights booked, no accommodation. But in the modern world, it's impractical. I think to do that, it's just too expensive. Like we actually haven't booked accommodation for when we go to Greece for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and we haven't booked accommodation for that. And I looked this morning, and there's not that many. In some of the islands we want to go to, there's
It's
not
like-
a lot left, and a lot of them.
There's the beach.
Yeah.
With the sleeping bag.
So I probably need to get onto that, but I think, yeah, I guess, not that I'd want to go like backpacking, but
Yeah.
I'd like to go somewhere and then go, oh, you know what, let's go there. The place looks really cool, and spend a couple of days there. But I think those days are probably gone, unless you want to go like backpacking into hostels, and we're probably past those days.
Oh, you're getting old, Jake.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Yeah.
Well, it really sounds like you're in a sweet spot. You're travelling, you've got time off, you've got options ahead. I would be really happy if I was you, I think, at your age and stage. It sounds great where
Yeah.
you're at.
Yeah, I guess when you say it like that, And when I do sometimes think about like my future, it is exciting, but it is also, there's a level of anxiety that's attached with the unknown. But I am mindful of trying to stay present, because I guess what can happen, and I'm sure you've experienced this, I'm sure everyone has, where you focus on the anxiety and the worry and what's daunting about what's coming, and then you reflect later and think like how good that was, or how good that could have been.
Exactly. I didn't enjoy where I was at.
Yeah, because I was worried about my future.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when I was in Mexico after America, and we spent 5 days there, and I was with some 4 mates, and we were just drinking every day. And by the last day, or the 4th day even, I was like, I'm sort of sick of this. I need to get out of here. But I was thinking to myself, try and stay present. Like you are enjoying it, because I know
These are the days.
Yeah. And then I got back here, and yesterday it was really hot, and I thought, I wish I was back in Mexico having some beers, watching the football. So lesson learned.